The clock ticked past midnight, and the world outside the car was wrapped in a shroud of darkness, save for the silver glow of the moon illuminating the winding roads ahead. Inside, a charged atmosphere hung between them. She leaned closer, her hand resting on his thigh, fingertips grazing the fabric of his jeans. He felt the heat radiate from her touch, igniting a spark that raced through his veins. "Are you sure about this?" he asked, his voice low, but there was an unmistakable thrill in the air. "Absolutely," she replied, her eyes glinting with mischief and desire. The anticipation grew with every mile they traveled, the familiar roads twisting into a new realm of possibilities. Music played softly. In the background, a sultry tune that matched the rhythm of their racing hearts. As they climbed higher into the hills, the city lights below began to twinkle like stars fallen to earth. Finally, he spotted a secluded overlook, the perfect escape from the world. He turned off the engine, and the silence enveloped them like a warm embrace. With the soft hum of crickets and the distant rustle of leaves, the air thickened with tension. She turned to him, her eyes dark with longing, and in that moment, everything else faded away. The flickering lights below paled in comparison to the fire igniting between them. His hand found hers, intertwining their fingers as he leaned closer, his breath mingling with hers. They were lost in each other, the world outside forgotten. Slowly, he brushed a strand of hair behind her ear, his fingertips lingering against her skin, tracing a path down her neck. She shivered at the contact, arching into him, craving more. As if drawn by an invisible force, their lips met. The kiss was electric, soft at first, then deepening with urgency, a wild rush of passion that had been pent up for far too long. She pressed her body against him, her hands roaming over his chest, feeling the rapid thump of his heart beneath her fingertips. He pulled her closer, the boundaries of the car's interior fading away as they surrendered to the heat of the moment. The seats creaked under their shifting weight as he explored her mouth with fervor, tasting the sweetness of her lips. Her hands found their way to the back of his neck, fingers tangling in his hair, holding him close as if fearing he might disappear. The cool night air seeped through the open windows, but inside, they were enveloped in warmth. She slid her hand up his thigh, feeling the hard muscle beneath. He groaned softly, his breath hitching as she ventured higher, teasingly exploring the boundaries of the desires. In that secluded cocoon, they let their inhibitions melt away. Their kisses grew more heated, more desperate, as she straddled him, her body perfectly fitting against his. The thrill of being caught, of the world beyond their passion, only heightened their excitement. He gasped as she pressed her hips against him, a primal rhythm building between them. Every touch ignited a fire, and they lost themselves in each other under the stars, two souls entwined in a dance of unrestrained desire. The city below continued its lullaby, but up here, on this forgotten overlook, they created their own world, one filled with moans, whispered promises, and the intoxicating scent of longing. Time slipped away, and as dawn began to break, they knew they had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. But in that fleeting moment, all that mattered was the thrill of the night, the adventure of the long drive, and the connection that had been forged in the silence of the stars.